Good evening, everybody. It's Lynn, the Go Live Granny, and I'm just still fiddling with my camera. There we go. That's better. So, good evening, everybody. It's Lynn, the Go Live Granny, and I must get this right tonight. I must remember that we are in 2025 and not 2024. So it is Sunday, the 9th of February, 2025. Hello, Richard. Nice to see you coming in there from Facebook. Kath coming in from Facebook as well. Nice to see you. Nice. And I got the date right. I'm looking at my computer, and it's Sunday the 9th of February 2025, not 2024 as I keep saying. So we are into a new year, and I'm having a nice time. As you can see, I'm actually at home for a change. So please, if you could you share the could you tag people in the broadcast, please? You know a song about dates, do you? Which song is that? Do I know that one? Hello, Debs. Hello. So I'm wearing red tonight. I missed go. Hello, Sam. The other day it was wear red day, but I didn't get my act together. But today I'm wearing red, just as a because I can, and I was a bit late. So anyway, I'm wearing red, but I'm just going to put this on. I'm not sure how cold it's going to get. Let's just pop this on. So let's have a look. Deb's trouble with sound, your end. Has anybody else got trouble with their sound? Deb's has got trouble with her sound. If you've got trouble with your sound, you won't hear me. So let me just, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to just get on here. Right, let's have a look and see. So let's have a look. Let's have a listen. So let me just see if... that's it. No, I know the sound's working because I just clicked. I put you up on my computer. I opened Facebook and then I could hear the sound. But I switched it off again because you don't want to hear me in duplicate, do you? In stereo. You don't want to hear me in stereo, do you? Sound fine in the Midlands. Excellent. Sorry, Debs, I don't know why your sound is not good. Maybe go out and come in again or something. I don't know. What do I know? I'm not much good at this. So how is everybody? What sort of week have you had? As you know, I've been travelling around again. Did I have shenanigans this week? I can't remember. I don't think I had much in the way of shenanigans coming back to the island. I think I did have a little bit, but I can't remember what that was. Hello, Heather. Nice to see you in. John's saying hi. Hi, John. Looking forward to seeing you in a week's time. I'm catching up with Kath and John again very soon. Caught up with Kath and Debs and John the other day. Steve is in the house. That is window cleaner Steve. Evening. How nice to see you. Nice. So I've been a bit of a busy bee. You can't wait. I know. I can't wait, Kath. And there's other people that want to catch up with me. I had a lovely meet up this morning. Debs is saying her end sound problems recognizing earphones. I'll read the text. Okay. That's can you put this, if you can put your put the what do I mean? Where it writes across the what do I mean? What's the word? When the words come across the screen, I have just blanked completely. Ely again to see Debs, hopefully in the near future. Absolutely, yes. Go and see her. That's lovely. Good week, good bargain today. Richard's been searching out the bargains. Costa Too Good to Go app. There we go. Well, you know me. I love all the bargains. Let's have a look. 3:45. Wow. Captions. Thank you, Richard. I could not think of the word captions. How silly was that? I'm just going to take this off, actually. I'm not that. If I get cold, I'll put it back on. But I don't think so. It's quite warm. My flat warmed up. I wasn't able to get my neighbours to put my heating on when I came back this time because I did message my neighbour, but she was going out at 5 o'clock in the morning. There was no way I wanted her to come via my flat at 5 o'clock in the morning to put my heating on. So it wasn't on when I came home. Took a little while to warm up. I'm going to get myself a little electric throw or something like that. so that if I come home when it's cold, I can just snooze it under there. Who have you been catching up with, Lynn? I tell you who I was catching up this morning with. I was catching up with Jan. Jan, who runs Isle Access and the Warm Hub. And she came over for coffee this morning, and that was lovely. And she bought me a Christmas present. Did you know it's February and I got a Christmas present? And it was a Christmas present for 2024, not 2025. Let me show you what I got. Whoa, something's falling down. What's falling down? So let me... I've just got to move my knitting book. I've got to move some knitting I'm going to show you. Wait a minute. Let's go underneath here. And look what I have got. Hi, Susan. Nice to see you in. So let me show you. I haven't had time to fill this up yet, but it's a lovely bag. Whoops. Let me zip it. Look, it's a nice bag. And it's a knitting bag. Knitting keeps me from unraveling. Jan saw that I was always having issues with my knitting and my knitting needles and that. Look, there's a lovely zip here at the back. I can put my knitting needles in there. Look, it's got balls of wool on the inside as a motif. Can you see? And so, and this reminded me. So it says, knitting keeps me from unraveling. This will be brilliant for putting my knitting in. I was going to put it in my handbag. Do you remember the new handbag I bought? You know, where I was going to put it in that bit. But actually, I've got other things in that bit. So this is perfect. Absolutely perfect. And my knitting needles will go in there as long as I don't have my very... Oh, I think the long ones would even go in there as well. So when I'm traveling, hopefully, I will be able to keep everything together. She says, hopefully. And it reminded me of this mug. Oops, hang on, Bertie. You need to get... Bertie is sitting in the mug. Wait a minute. Let's move Bertie. So years ago, Yvonne and I both had... Thank you, Kath, tagging everybody. Yvonne and I both had one of these lovely mugs. It's like a ball of wool, and it says the same. It says, knitting keeps me from unraveling, the same as it says on here. I've got a bag of knitting at my daughter's house, and I'm going back there later in the week. And on that one, it says, and it was my future daughter-in-law who gave me, and my son who gave me that one, and it says, if I can't take my knitting, I'm not going. And it was a lovely purple bag, and that's got some of my knitting in it already. So yes, Heather's saying this bag is so me. So that will be ready to fill up to take when I go back again. So let's have a look. So yes, I'm lucky having Christmas presents in February, and actually I've got Christmas presents to take when I'm going to see my my daughter-in-law probably next weekend. I'm on the hen do. She's got a second hen do. She had a hen do for lots of her people, then she's got a second hen do, and I'm going to go and see her, and I'm going to take their Christmas presents that were given to me by my brother. She left them with me, and then I have to transport them. So I transported them as far as Wiltshire, where my daughter is. They're sitting waiting there. So I'm going back to my daughter's this week, and then I'm going to be there about a day and a half, and then I'm going to go, so day and a half, 2 days, and then I'm going to go and on my travels again, and then I'm coming back to the island, and I think I might meet myself coming back because I get a bit confused where I am and when. Anyway, I'm nearly up to date with all my refunds. So the refund that my son helped me do when I went to his, you do remember the one from Christmas? We just got the refund application in 1 minute to midnight on the last day that you're allowed to do it. I was struggling with it, and when I went to him, he helped me on that last night. So I've had that. That was £35 or something like that went back in my account. And then I did another one the other day, and that one has just been approved and is coming back. That's about another £35. And I think I think I've got one left to do. I think I'm a bit confused as to how many I've got left to do. I know the one I've got to do, the one when I went to my son's, the most recent trip to my son's, and that was when I was I was running it was the journey was running at about 50 minutes late. Now, most of you will know that when I travel, if I'm more than an hour late, I get a full refund. On that one, I was only running 50 minutes late, and then the train seemed to lose more time. But just before we got to the station that I was going to get off at, we were running at about 58 minutes late, something like that. And then so I thought, oh no, it's going to get in there just before it clicks over to the hour. So anyway, I was delighted when the signal went red and we had to sit and wait outside the station, and we waited for 2 minutes. 2 minutes, and it clicked into the hour's refund, over the hour. So, it's a game I play. Can you see it? It gives me entertainment. Let's have a look at some more of the comments. Richard's had 2 cheese sandwiches and your brother chicken and bacon roll, Wiltshire ham and cheese croissant for neighbour and her polite children aged 9. Wow, you have done very well. This bag is so me, said Heather. Richard saying hi, Steve. Cass tagging everybody. Andrew's on a flight back to Scotland from London. Yes, I saw that he'd been in London. I saw his vlog about that, so that was nice. Have we got anybody in from YouTube at the moment? Is YouTube working? I wonder. Let's have a look and see if YouTube is working. I don't know if it is. I'm going to look at my channel and see if it's working. So let's have a look. I don't know. Wait a minute. Stop. Just a minute. Let's have a look. Let's go on the live and see if we're live over there. I can't see if we're live. Thank you, Kath. That's right. Hi, Tracy. Nice to see you. Sending you special love this week, Tracy. I know it's been a difficult week for you. I know you did your farewells to lovely Nikki of Kesi Kindness Charity, and obviously it was a difficult week. But I understand you all gave her a wonderful send off. So anyway, Tracy, I am going to be back on the island. I'm going off again this week, and then I'm coming back after next weekend. So half-term weekend, I'm back, Tracy. Maybe we could actually catch up. Perhaps we could catch up with each other. That would be really nice. So Richard's saying he's glad Thursday went well for Patrick Hedges. Now, Patrick was Nikki's husband. So that's what Richard's mentioning there. Let's go back. So let's have a look. Steve is painting an Alice in Wonderland picture for a friend in watercolours and pencils. Oh, my favourite, and well, one of my favourites, Alice in Wonderland. I bet that'd be lovely. Take a picture of it when you've done it, Steve, so we can have a look. Sam's got a birthday. Is Saturday after. Next Saturday or the following Saturday? Let me know, Sam. So I can't see. I don't know if it's gone live. Anybody know if it's gone live on Facebook? I can't see. Oh, shush. Not there. I don't know if it has. So there we go. The 22nd. All right. Okay. I have another friend who's got a birthday on the 22nd. Please share some painting pictures. Yes, Debs is saying please share your painting pictures. Debs she likes to do. She's an artist as well. She likes to do her painting. Richard's got a remote control app for his central heating on your phone. Oh, wow. That's good. Well, as I say, I can't see if YouTube's gone live. I don't know. We were having funny issues with it last week, weren't we? But you all seem to be coming in from Facebook, so I don't know what's going on with YouTube. And I'm looking and I can't find it. So wait a minute. I don't know. Let's see if I can see it. Maybe, wait a minute. My YouTube studio. Let's go there. I'm not on YouTube. Well, I set it up for YouTube, and so I don't know what it's doing. I really don't know why it's not gone live on there. That's not very helpful, is it? Anyway, you've all found me over here, so that's fine. That's good. So I don't know why it didn't go. I set it up. I set it up for YouTube. I think this is just a bit of more shenanigans. Well, we didn't have enough shenanigans this week, so that's obviously why it's not gone live on YouTube, because we just think we'll have a little bit more shenanigans for the Go Live Granny. Anyway, I've knitted loads and loads of smoothie hats this last week, but I've left them at my daughter's. Because I didn't want to keep bringing them backwards and forwards, and we're liking to take pictures of them with when we're so we are now. Debs, your two are in the collection that I've got at my daughter's, and my daughter's and mine, and that collection went up to about 150 something. Can't remember. I'll have to get my daughter to check. I had left them all across her sitting room floor. And she said, "Can I move them?" I said, "Yes, you can." And I know that she's packed them in a box so that she could do some vacuuming. I said, "I hope you didn't vacuum all the hats up." She didn't, but she's put them in a box. So coming back on the train, I did some more because we are on a mission now to make sure that we have at least 12,500 smoothie hats to go on the smoothie bottles for Age UK Isle of Wight. That's the minimum number they need, and that's not just the Go Live Granny community, that's everybody who's doing for Age UK Isle of Wight. So there will be lots of people on the island and off the island who want to do it. I see lots of people there, but some of you will know that Helen threw down the gauntlet. Helen and Isle of Wight, Helen of Isle of Wool threw down the gauntlet and challenged me and my Go Live Granny gang to knit more smoothie hats than she and Anne in the Isle of Wool could do. Well, they've got up to 156, just the two of them. But I know that Patricia's found her knitting mojo, so she's knitting again. Jackie Hennessy, one of our community, she's found her mojo again. You know, sometimes you lose your mojo and then it just takes something simple like this for your mojo to come back. So Jackie's busy beavering away. Patricia's busy beavering away. Titch Nan Tig, I think is the profile on Facebook, and she is knitting away. She's done quite a lot. Julie Fowler is doing some, and she's done quite a few. They're all beavering away. So I think, and somebody's done. Now, if you're knitting and I haven't mentioned your name, please tell me. I need to make a list of all the knitters now who are knitting for the Go Live Granny community to put in the smoothie with the smoothie hats. So here I've got that one I'd already done. So how many did I do when I was on the train? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Thanks, Kath. Thanks for sharing. But I said to my daughter, how many smoothie hats do you think I can do on my way home? And she said 6. I think probably I did 6 and a bit. I think I probably finished the 7th one once I got home. I take about 15 to 20 minutes to thank you, Kath. I take about 15 to 20 minutes to make one of these. And that means to make it and to sew it up and put the bobble on it. And they're just such fun. It's such fun to do, and I've had people watching me on the train, and then I engage them in conversation and tell them what we're doing, because you never know, there might be more people who want to knit, or they, you know, some of the men I may not knit, but they might tell their wives or their partners about it, and then we get more people knitting. These are so fun. My daughter says, she says, "Oh, Mum, I can only do 1 an hour," but what she forgets is that I have been knitting for 60 years, at least 60 years. Helen's post yesterday says 256. Yes, I saw that. She said 256. As I say, the ones that I left at Tasha and Debs is the 2 that Debs did. And I'm thrilled to bits with Debs, because Debs, and I'm sure you don't mind me saying this, Debs has issues with holding her needles still. So for her even to bother to join in with us is amazing. I'm absolutely thrilled. All these stories just are wonderful of, you know, the people who've had tragedies in their life and lost their mojo for that, and people who perhaps can't hold the needles as well as anybody else. It doesn't matter how many or how few you do. Joining in is all part of it, and it just helps to get to the total. And even if you can't knit, you can share the posts, and even that is, you know, that's wonderful as well. So, you know, it's just a fantastic community. So these are the ones I did on the train. My daughter said 6. I think she was right, actually. I completed 6 while I was traveling. And don't forget, I'm also getting on and off trains because I'm changing trains partway on the journey. And then I'm also having my lunch, my picnic lunch, while I'm on the train as well. But, you know, 60 years of practicing knitting is what brings you to be able to knit a little smoothie hat in 15 to 20 minutes. So the more you do it, the better you get. But today I went for a bigger hat today. So I haven't, I have started one smoothie hat, which I will show you in a minute. Oh, there's more up there. But let me show you. So I had a brief. My brief was to make 2 hats for my 2 little grandchildren. The little ones, not the big ones. Whoops, hang on. I'm not sure what I've done with the... Oh, did I bring that in? Oh. Somewhere on my travels, I've lost some knitting. Oh, no, now I'm having an avalanche down here. Not on my lunch, I'm having an avalanche. Right, I may have to go and look and see if I can find my knitting. Let's put off. Oh dear, I've knocked something else down. Let's just leave all that alone. So the brief was, you don't mind just saying you had the sack from the chippy. You shake so much, I used too much salt and vinegar. Oh no! Yes, and Parkinson's or tremor. But so you had the sack from the chippy. Did you work there, or did you just were in? Oh, oh, not fair, is it? Anyway, the brief that I had was to. I've got to, I'm missing a smoothie hat. I'll find it in a minute. The brief that I had was to make hats for my granddaughters, and one of them likes purples and yellows and oranges, and her coat. Her new coat got orange in it and purple, and the other one, the youngest one, just joking. I didn't know if you were telling me for sure, Debs, or not. I never know when people are joking or not. Heather's saying she must say it's nice seeing me with all my supplies behind me. Oh yes, I need to make some things with here. I need to be still long enough to actually do some paper crafting. You know, it's more it's easy to do the knitting on the run, but not so easy to do the paper crafting on the run. But you know, I have got some stuff to do for the family wedding, so I will have to sit still long enough to do that. But today, no, last night I decided, much as I wanted to do loads of smoothie hats, I thought, no, I must make the hats for the grandchildren because I'm seeing them next weekend, and it doesn't make any sense to miss taking them with me and then having to post them. And of course it's cold, so they need them now. So I was given the colours, and then I looked through some books. Again, you know, it's silly to go and buy a pattern if I can find something on my shelves. And my daughter-in-law to be is very into that. She and my son are very eco-friendly. They don't want anything done if you can recycle something or use something you've already got. Anyway, this book, Cool Knits, is a... Oh, it's got a reflection on it. Sorry. This is a book that I bought from World of Books. So it would have been a very cheap book. I used to buy a lot of knitting books and patterns and things off of World of Books, and we used to get, Yvonne and I used to get some good bargains. And so in here there were some hats. Now that hat didn't really float my boat. I don't know why not. It didn't. And there's another one there. Maybe it's the colours of that didn't float my boat. But I showed this. I had various patterns that I could find of children's hats, and I sent screenshots to my daughter-in-law. Can't get you this morning. No, Hazel, I don't know why we haven't gone live. We haven't. I set it up for YouTube and Facebook, and it hasn't gone live on YouTube. And I think last week there was a bit of an issue with YouTube, wasn't there? So I don't know what's going on there. I'm going to have to look into this and see whether I just get a second gadget and I go live on 2 gadgets at the same time, one for YouTube and one for Facebook. I don't know. But anyway, I'm glad you've arrived here, Hazel. Lovely to have you in the broadcast. I've been talking about smoothie hat knitting and about knitting for my granddaughters. So this book was one of them, and my future daughter-in-law, she circled this. She said, that's a nice one, that's a nice one. Well, this one is too small. This is only for little babies, and my granddaughters are bigger now. And so I thought, well, let's give that one a whirl. If she wants that one, although it didn't float my boat, but it's floating my boat now because I've done it in the colours that she asked, and just made it up as I went along a bit. And it hasn't got its pom-pom on yet, and it's still got loads of ends, because this is the inside of it. This is the wrong side, right? It's got all these ends because when you're knitting and changing colours, you can bring the wool up at the side, but I don't like it all there, and so I cut the wool off so that I haven't got I get in enough mess with my wool anyway. It all gets tied up with anything that it can hook on. Anything that's anywhere near gets hooked up with my wool. So what I do is I just cut the ends as I finish with the colour and go on to another colour. I cut the ends. These I will be I've sewn the side up, the seam, and then I've got to tuck all those ends in. I didn't do it now because I knew I would be late. I wouldn't have it ready for the broadcast, so I thought I'll just pop them inside and tuck it in. So that's the wrong side. Now let's show you the right side. And then it's got to have a pom-pom on it. So look, this is my hat, my granddaughter's hat. And aren't these that looks a bit black. It's not black, it's a very dark purple. Don't know if you can see. It's the same as this. It's a dark purple. So the brief was purples, yellows and oranges. Now way back around COVID time, I think it was, or a bit before COVID, I made my granddaughter a scarf in the yellow and orange like that. I did it on the looms that Kate Brereton sent me when I said, oh, I wonder if I'd get on with loom knitting. And then she sent me some looms, and I did get on with loom knitting. So I'd made this lovely scarf, and it was yellow and orange. It was so vibrant, and my granddaughter still wears it now. So that's partly why my daughter-in-law said, oh, well, that something like that would go with the scarf. So it's sort of got like a square top, which I thought was quite interesting. And then it's got to have a pom-pom. Now, my jury was out because I wasn't sure what colour to make the pom-pom. Didn't know whether to make it one colour or multicolours. And I think my daughter came back and said, make it in this colour with yellow. So I don't know what anybody else thinks. So that's the first hat done. All right. And then the other one is going to be a sort of... not a bit lighter than that pink, that sort of pink with green and turquoise. So that's for the youngest one. So yes, the design is nice, and I really love it like this. But I copied it sort of from the pattern, but actually this was a bit bonkers because let me show you. Whoops, hang on. Let's put that around there. So you see, that's the top of the hat, but this is the pattern that they did. This is how you follow the pattern. So the bottom line is just all the same colour stitches, and then different colour stitches, all the same colours, and then patterns like that. Pink, green and turquoise. It does sound lovely, doesn't it, Heather? Hello, Elizabeth. Nice to see you in. I think I saw somebody. Hang on, did I see? Oh, Debs is saying my knitted scrubber works very well for cleaning vegetables. Yes, I know it does, Deb. So when I saw Debs the other day, I gave her one of my knitted scrubbies. Now the scrubbies I mainly make for doing the washing up and cleaning. They're really good. They're much better than those horrible old spongy things that get all slimy and horrible. and you know, I've got wool that I make the scrubbies out of, and then I've got lots of them, and then I throw them in the washing machine to keep them nice and clean, and then get them out. So the other day when I saw Kath and Debs, I gave them a little scrubby each, and I know Kath's got several because she's been to my place several times, and obviously they've moved now, but she loves the scrubbies, so she's got a few, and I've made them in all nice bright colours. What's not, it's not very, washing up isn't my favourite thing, but if I got a nice pink sparkly scrubby, or a nice sparkly orange scrubby, or a sparkly blue scrubby, it makes it a bit better and a bit nicer. So I'm glad you're enjoying your scrubby, Debs. Next time I see you, I might give you another one. Who knows? Anyway, so this is the pattern. Right, so this is row 1, and that's row 30. And so it was yes. So would you think, good evening, Dave. How nice to see you. One of my new friends that I met the other day when I was up visiting my son. Nice to see you in the broadcast, Dave. So, and Dave, I must tell you, everybody, about Dave. You may have seen on when I put pictures of my food up. I like gherkins, and gherkins are very good for Slimming World because they're one of the things that, are speed food, and that's really good. So I was going to have some gherkins. I can't remember what happened about these gherkins. I think Tristan might have had some gherkins, but he forgot to bring them to the house from his where he works and he does his food projects. I think that was right, Dave. I'm not quite sure. Anyway, Dave decided he would bring them to me because he spends a lot of time coming and visiting Tristan and his fiance, and so he bought them, and he sent me a picture because he put the seatbelt round my gherkin jar so that my gherkins wouldn't fall off the seat and smash in his car and cause a mess and cause me not to have my gherkins. So my gherkins had very special treatment, and Dave escorted my gherkins safely to my son's house, and then I was able to eat the gherkins. I've had gherkins on my tea tonight as well, but those ones came, I think they came in a Morrison's van, and I don't suppose the Morrison's delivery driver put the seatbelt around them. Oh, the stories we tell. Anyway, back to the hat pattern. So when I was doing this hat, I started at row 1. I thought, oh yes, let's try and follow this pattern to a degree. And I did it this way. And part way up, I looked at the hat. Dave the hero, says Steve. Yeah, absolutely. Dave the hero, Steve the window cleaner. Oh my goodness, all these nicknames. So when I looked at against that should be the other way round. They did it the other way. So this pattern, where I did it at the bottom of my hat, it doesn't matter really, but I did it at the bottom of my hat. That bit is that row. So it's bonkers, isn't it? They did it upside down. It was only when I looked again and I thought, well, why make row 30? This should be row 30 down here. Anyway, it really doesn't matter. So I've sent pictures of the hat in progress, and then, as you know, once I'd done that much of it, and my future daughter-in-law said that my granddaughter's seen it and loved watching the progress. So that's a success as far as I'm concerned. I've got to finish it off, cut all the I don't have to finish it now. I could actually do that while I'm up with them next week, because I've got to get on and do all the other bits. But all this wool here, all this wool will not be wasted. I don't like waste, so none of this will be wasted. I'll sew all the ends in, and when I cut all those bits off after I've sewn the ends in, thank you, Kath, she likes my red jumper. When I've sewn those bits in, this will go in a jar or a bowl I have, and then I use this for stuffing some of my toys. I don't stuff toys that have got white on them, because you'll see the colour through, but some of the toys that have are made in dark colours, all that goes in for stuffing. It's washable, it's nice and soft, and so it's it's perfect. Makes perfect sense not to throw it away. You love the hat. Yes, Kath. I must say, as I say, when I looked at it in there, it didn't float my boat. But when you have it in those colours, it certainly did float my boat. So I was well pleased. So that book, that's the first thing I've made out of that book. So it's making the books that I bought years ago now actually coming into their own. So that's good. And oh, when Jan came round this morning to see me and gave me that lovely Christmas present as well, I was talking about the knitting, and she was inspired to start doing some smoothie hats. She has knitted in the past, but I don't think she's knitted. I don't know how much she's knitted, but I don't, you know, she was thinking about it, and then by the time she'd left, she said, "Oh, can you give me some wool and some needles?" Well, I certainly could. I've got loads and loads of needles, and I've got loads of wool. I've got Kallax units all round my my lounge, and I said to Jan didn't know, but I've got the I haven't got them open like this. I've got the grey cubes that go in them, so you can't see all the junk inside. Like, oh, you can't. Wait a minute. Yes, like these ones. These ones have, you know, got things in the boxes. So in the lounge, they're all like that, so it makes it much more neat and tidy in my lounge. The rest of the room's not tidy, but that is. And I said to Jan, I said, all those boxes have got wool in. She couldn't believe it. I said, oh, you've never seen it when it, you know, when the boxes weren't there. So, hi Tina, nice to see you. I'm fine. I'm very good, thank you. I hope you are too. Yes, that's right. Tracy's saying I'll have to knit some gloves to match. I will, won't I? I'll have a look and see what I can do and see if I can find. I'm sure that I've got a pattern that I can match that. So I'm well pleased with that. So I started it last night, and I was trying very hard to finish it last night. You know, a smoothie hat takes me 20 minutes. This sort of hat takes me a bit longer, especially when you're changing colours along a row. And you have to, when you're changing colours like that in a row, you have to twist the wool so that you don't get a hole where you change the wool. And so when I twist the wool, those of you who are knitters will know what a palaver that is, because you end up with all your balls of wool wrapped round each other, and then every now and again you have to stop and undo them as well. Hope life is a bit better. Oh, yes, Kath saying she hopes life is a bit better for you, Tina. Lovely to see you in anyway. And Kath said she was like my red top. I don't know if you were in Kath, went right at the beginning of the broadcast. I said I missed Wear Red Day. I think it was 2 days ago, Wear Red Day. But I thought I'd wear it today instead, and just a little bit. So Elizabeth's cleaned all her daughter-in-law's dining room today for her while they were all sick in bed. It's been getting her down there, getting work done in the house. It was full of dust. Oh, well done you, Elizabeth. That was a very good deed done. Well done you. Well, my daughter said that she's the room where one of the rooms where we knit a lot, she has given that a good old clean today, and I bet there was loads of bits of wool on the wall, because on the floor, you know, when I go everywhere, there's always tiny little bits of wool left. And you know, wherever I go, the train carriage I saw there was a bit the other day. I bent down and picked it up, but all those little ends, they just leave themselves everywhere. So much so that when I left my, so I think most of you will know that I got oh, can you show me she wants to see the rest of my jumper. Yes, you can. Let's have a look. Woo! It's plain, and it goes right down past my bottom. It's very nice. It was one of my mum's, this one. And of course, look, it matches my nails. Look, but the nails are going to change colour when I go for the wedding. I'm going to have a different colour. You'll have to wait and see. I'm not showing you the outfit either for the wedding. It's all sorted. The wedding outfit is all sorted. I'm wearing something that I wore 19 years ago, and it's a classic outfit that's not gone out of fashion, and it fits me well, and it's sparkly. And I did buy new shoes because I don't wear you know, I don't wear heeled shoes anymore like I did 19 years ago. But I've got sparkly shoes. I'm going to have sparkly nails. Lots and lots of sparkles. So you will see pictures, but you won't see them until the wedding. So that's in March. Not long to wait now. So anyway, I've also got to knit the other white cardigan. Some of you will know I made one white cardigan, and I didn't know it was going to be for the wedding. I just knitted a white fluffy cardigan because I thought it was lovely with that lovely wool I got from Helen's shop. And I made the smaller one, and then they tried that on, and it fitted beautifully. And so they want the children to wear them in the evening part of the wedding day. So I've done one, so I better get on and do the other one. And teacher's gown and mortarboard in for the wedding. No, not a teacher's mortarboard, and something a little more decorative and a little more fancy. Can't wait to see it. Yeah, well, you will have to wait, but not many more weeks. But it was an outfit I wasn't sure, because I'd worn it, many years ago. But I took it and I showed my daughter, and she said, "Yeah, perfect, Mum." And her friend was with us. We went to try and get I wanted a big hat to go with it. I wore a fascinator with it when I wore it the first time, and I thought I wanted something bigger, and actually I tried it all on again the other day, and the fascinator was here. I took the outfit to my daughter's, but the fascinator was here, and I put it on, and I took a photograph and sent it to my daughter, and I thought, you know what, I think I'm just going to have the same fascinator, because it actually matches the outfit. And what's the point in buying another one? We're in this age where we need to recycle. And I was, before I put it on and thought about it, I was thinking, somebody had said to me, Lynn, can't you make a fascinator? So I went on YouTube and I was looking to see, and you know what? They are so easy to do. I've not got any of the fabric sort of, that sort of, it's like a net, but a soft sort of net that they make bows on hats and things like that. I didn't have any of that, but I was going to look up and see how easy it was to get, because I'm pretty sure these days you can get anything online, and I was going to do that. But by the time I thought about it, I decided I was going to have the original one I had with the outfit. I just don't know at the minute where I bought a sparkly handbag the other day, which some of you will have seen. And I was shown, but I'm not sure. I may go with the original handbag. The only trouble is soft tulle. Thank you. It's not that soft. It's quite firm. It's a. Hang on a minute. I can show you, because I got a hat with it on. Wait a minute. Let me go. Talk amongst yourselves, and I'll see if I can reach the hat. I don't know if I can reach it, but let's see if I can. Whoa. Hang on. I'm back. I managed to get it without causing an avalanche. Oh, I'm back. Here I come. Whoops. Got things on the floor I'm stepping over. Right. So this is the sort of fabric I was talking about. And making, I don't know what you call it. Springy tulle. That's it. Is that what they call it? A tulle? Probably. But this one, I loved this hat. Look, this is very ancient, this hat. Right, hang on. Jute session covered in wood glue, shaped around a way, protected by and cooked in for 20 minutes on low. Yeah, do you know what? I watched somebody with, it was something like that jute, Debs, and I watched somebody on YouTube, and she wet some hat fabric, and she put it over a bowl, a kitchen bowl, and made a hat shape like that. I love this hat. I absolutely love this hat. And this was a possible choice for the wedding, if I didn't find what I wanted, because I again, many years ago now, my daughter is 46. Somebody do the maths. When she was 18, I had an outfit that was this colour. So how long ago is that? Hang on, let's see what the comments are. Right. Steve saying you had a quick look through my shelves while I was gone. Did you find anything interesting, Steve? If you find things that I've lost, then let me know. You'll have to let me know. So there we go. Right. So Kath saying there's no point buying new if you don't need to, Lynn. And I've decided I'm not going to buy new clothes this year, and I will look in charity shops, vintage, etc., if I need any. Yes, I think I need to go and do that. I do need some more clothes because I've shrunk. So with my 3.5 stone loss, I mean, I didn't buy any clothes for years, and then when my mum passed, I inherited a lot of clothes, so I didn't need to buy any more, because I don't see, once upon a time I'd have thought, oh yes, I've got to buy some new clothes. I don't see any point in buying for the sake of buying. And my mum had some lovely things. Some of the stuff that I inherited from my mum was still in its wrappers, so I had new stuff, new. But now, even one of the tops I bought recently, that nice navy one with all the sparkle round the baseline, that's already too big for me. One of the pairs of trousers that I bought when I'd lost 2 stone, they're now still too big for me. I'm not going to throw them away. And the clothes that are big now, I have decided I'm not going to put the weight back on. I used to, yo-yo with my weight, and I took 3 stone off for my daughter's wedding. I've decided that I'm in a new lifestyle, and I can keep, more or less to the weight with the weight loss, because I've changed my lifestyle. So I now can risk throwing away, not throwing away, but getting rid of all the big clothes. And we've got a charity that's just started on the island called Hearts from the Hanger, or something like that, and they are donating. They had a session today where they had all these clothes set up, and they're giving them free to people. I mean, I know there's a lot of crisis all over the country, but the Isle of Wight has some very, very, very poor people. And they're just struggling so much. So it makes sense to, I don't want to send them off to Vintage and try and get any money for them. I want to give them to people who will benefit. So Kath's saying there's some good charity shops in Ryde. There are. That's if I'm here long enough to go to the charity shop. You can get anything online. Discovered Internet Archive other day. Hang on, wait a minute. Oh, that's all jumped. Hang on. Archive the other with rich resource, fee-free vintage TV and radio shows, including the complete Tomorrow People from Your Youth, 63 to 79, Thames TV. Debs loves the blue hat. Now, contrary to what my dad might have said, I actually have quite a small head. And I've had lots of hats in the past where I put the hat on and it comes right down like this. When I was buying I used to wear hats to church, and any occasion I could wear a hat, I would. But we used to wear them to church all those years ago, and I loved it. And I would buy it, if I was in John Lewis's, I might go and have a look and buy a hat. Well, I was a bit extravagant, but I still got them. I haven't got rid of them. They're all in the other room. That's why where I went to get this. And I love them. I had the Diana, the small Diana, Princess Diana ones with all the net and the feathers and all sorts. I got so many. I'll get my hat. I'll do a hat live stream one day with all those hats. Not my fancy dress hats, but my fancy dress hats, if you know what I mean. And so I will get those out and show you, including one that looked like a bird's nest almost, because it had so many feathers on. Anyway, so many of the hats, I struggled to actually wear them properly because they used to slide down. This was the perfect hat for me. because it just sat on neatly and at that cheeky angle, and I just loved it at that angle. And so I think somebody said that was 28 years ago, when my daughter, I think, was that Heather said 28 years ago, right? So 28 years ago, I had a blue outfit. I mean, I don't know if I know where it is. No, I can't get it. I'll show you another time. But it was an outfit I bought. I don't even know if I bought it 28 years ago. I definitely wore it to my daughter's 18th, but I think I'd had it before that. So it's longer ago than that. And this hat is about that sort of age. And so you see, some of these, they don't actually date, do they? You know, or they go out of fashion, then they come back in fashion, some of the things. So I just love these hats, and there's no way I wanted to get rid of them. So I was thinking this would have done, but I didn't go for that outfit. It was one of the first times I ever bought a designer outfit, and it was Birkentex. You know, not the most expensive designer, so I didn't ever go for that. But you know, at one stage I did have more money than I have now. Doesn't matter, because I'm very happy now. My happiness bank is very full. So anyway, I remember buying this designer outfit, and it's a silky fabric, and it's a waterfall, what they call a waterfall front. So it drapes down, and those sort of shapes are very good for making you look slimmer. I didn't need to look slimmer in those days when I bought it, because I was slim. But you know, since then I've been advised that that's very good for making you look slim or slimmer. Anyway, so it falls down like that, and it had a lovely black vesty thing and black trousers, and I think they were rather nice. But as I changed sizes, I grew out of those. But the outer bit, it was one of those that was sort of fitted you whatever size you were, because you know, it was just that sort of. I'll find it and I'll show you next time if I knew exactly where it was. I don't think I do. Anyway, hang on. Look at the shelves. I'll see if I can find it, because it shouldn't be far into my room. Wait a minute. I bought it back from my daughter's. Hang on. Don't turn out too many shelves while I'm gone, will you? Just chat to each other. No, sorry. I've moved a lot of stuff today, and I think it might be over the other side of the room, so you'll have to wait till another time. Anyway, both of these outfits would have done. I think maybe not this one, because it had black spots on it, maybe a bit. I mean, the colour's gorgeous. But you nicked some colouring pencils, did you? Now, that's naughty, Steve. I told you not to, not to be naughty. Never mind. Actually, I've got so many colouring pencils in one of those drawers. This is the colouring pencil drawer over here. Did you go to the right one? And I've got so many colouring pencils, I think I could have let you nick some and still would have had plenty. So wait a minute. You have yet to show hubby the supercar video you found on the link that Richard sent you. March hair hat party. Oh yes, we're going to have, for Easter, we're going to do a hat party, a virtual online hat Easter bonnet. So if anybody wants to make an Easter hat and then show us, and actually, if I can get in on StreamYard like this, I can actually bring you on screen if you want to be seen with your hat on, or you can share pictures of your Easter hats and that. So let me know if anybody wants to join in that, because somebody suggested it last week. Debs is saying she's so glad you admitted to having a small head. Makes me feel less freaky because your head's small too. And also, I tell you what, my mouth is small. Much as my dad would have called me, he used to call me megaphone mouth, which I think was a bit rude. But actually, in later years, I realised that what he actually meant was not that I was loud and a loud person, but that I was using my voice to promote lots of things, the island and all these things, and the live streaming. So that's what he really meant, wasn't it? What goes around comes around. Where did you get that hat? That word, did you get that? Yeah, absolutely. This hat, I don't know where I got it. Probably somewhere like John Lewis's, I would think, because I used to. It says Headways in it, but I used to buy most of my hats in John Lewis's when I lived in London, when I, wasn't a poor old pensioner. You spy with your little eye something beginning with B. Bertie! Bertie? I think she spied Bertie. Yes, it was a compliment. Jolly good. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, so I didn't take this hat, but I took the outfit that went with this to my daughters, and I took the one that I'm actually going to wear, and either of them would have done. And they're both those lovely fabrics that don't actually crease. I mean, I have got my steamer, my little steamer that I bought that I showed you previously. So I will take that with us, because I saw my daughter ironing the other day, and I said, "Oh, have you got a steamer?" Because I haven't actually used my steamer yet, to be honest, because lots of the clothes I wear don't actually need iron. That's why I like all the things I wear, because I don't hate ironing. But I bought the steamer when I saw the ladies in one of the dress shops steaming the items that had come out. They were unpackaging goods to go on the shelves, on the racks, and they were steaming them, and I'd never seen anybody do that before, so it was amazing. And then I bought one, but I haven't used it yet. But I have got one or two things. Oh, on top of everything else, while I've been trying to sort the drawers, that's why I couldn't find the outfit, because I've got a lot of stuff out of cupboards, because I'm going through and sorting and throwing stuff away, but I haven't got it moved off the floor yet, so I had a job getting round it. What was I going to say? Oh dear. Oh dear. Very forgetful. Anybody just switching on now will think, why has she got a blue hat on with a red top? It doesn't exactly match, does it? Maybe I should have this hat on instead. My little... what was I saying? No, it's gone. What goes around comes around. Deb's like number 11 bus. That's right. And the number 37 bus, that goes on a circular route, except I was going to go yesterday. I thought I'd go into town and go and look. This was before I decided that I was actually going to wear the fascinator that I've already got. So I was going to go down to town and do a few bits. Not that I need anything very much. And then I looked to check that the buses were running okay, and they are running okay, but the 37 isn't going down Union Street. Where did I want to get off the bus? In Union Street. It doesn't say where the bus is going, so I presume it's missing Union Street out and going down the other road down to the seafront, which wouldn't be a lot of good. Apparently Cross Street is open again now, when it comes back from the seafront. So I suppose I could have gone down on the bus, down to the seafront, and then come right round and come up and get off the other side. It was cold, and I decided, you know what, it's too cold. I don't need to go and spend any money. I'm going to stay indoors and stay warm. And that's what I did. So there you go. It's your friend Jean's birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jean. Happy birthday to you. Excellent. Have a wonderful time. Outfits had wonderful fabric that don't need ironing. I mean, it's amazing, isn't it? But I know what I was going to tell you. So while I was sorting out in the other room, I found a pashmina that matches the outfit, that goes with the outfit. I think it was something that came in the goodies from my mum's. And I've never used it, but those sort of things, pashminas do crease very much. So I'm thinking, right, okay, we'll take the We'll take the steamer with us because it's not very big, a very big thing to transport, and we'll steam our outfits if we need to. So that's what we're going to do. So that's good. Ironing and steaming, well, that's what you were talking about. Thank you, Tracy. I'm so glad that you remind me, because I am just such an airhead. Anyway, let's take that hat off. I do love this hat. I absolutely love this hat, and I would love to wear it again. I thought I damaged it. It's got a teeny dent in there, but actually it would, as my mum and my dad would have said, it would do a blind man good to see it. And I've saved this. I used to have these all in hats boxes. I used to love hat boxes, and I had my hats in hat boxes. But what I will do is bring the hats out maybe next week. No, can't do it next week because I won't. No, I will not do it next week because I will be up in the north of the country, and I'm not taking all my hats with me. So it will have to wait. Perhaps the following week I might be here. So I will do a live stream with all my lovely hats. Is Yvonne online? No, I don't think she is, Carol. I think somebody tagged her, but she's not there. I don't think she's there. Well, she hasn't spoken. She hasn't said hello if she is there. Heather says she's just bought a gold sparkly pashmina shawl for the dress for the wedding that she's in April. Ah, excellent. I bet that's beautiful. So anyway, I will... I must put the pashmina ready to go to show my daughter when I go back. But it's, it's quite nice that these fabrics don't crease, because, of course, when I'm travelling from here to my daughter's, I've usually got a lot of luggage, and I don't have the capacity to carry a suit bag or a dress bag, that isn't going to get creased. So it's really good, isn't it? So hat stream instead of a live. Yes, we'll do a hat stream. And do you know what I thought I might do? I thought I might make a hat and put my smoothie hats on a hat. How about that? How about me displaying my smoothie hats on a hat? I thought I could hang them round like the corks on an Australian hat. So watch this space. We'll see. When am I off again? Do you know, sometimes I don't even know when I'm off again, Tracy. I think I'm going back to my daughter's on Wednesday, and then I'm going to the north of the country on Friday. So I have booked my Wednesday ticket for coming back here. I haven't yet booked my Friday ticket because I'm waiting for confirmation as to what time Tasha can take me to the station at her end, and what time they can meet me when I get there. I have to try and tie in with all their times, but also I have to tie in with the cheaper train tickets, because I can go at one time in the day, and of course it's Friday I'm traveling, so I have to watch that, because the later I travel the more expensive it is, because Friday seems to push the prices up. So I don't want to, it might be that I go sometimes I don't mind if my daughter would drop me early at the station if she can't get me there for the right time. I sit and knit. I'll go in the waiting room and sit and knit or chat to people or whatever. So, and last time I came for my daughter's this week, I had to get my ticket out of the machine again because it had issued me a ticket, not an e-ticket. And that's right, and that's why I had shenanigans as well. So I've got to watch this, because I always want an e-ticket, and sometimes it's produced me not an e-ticket, and I wonder whether it's flipped on the screen. Sometimes things jump, and I don't know. Anyway, it's probably my fault, but I had to make sure it's early enough to get the tickets out the machine, and so I got the. Was it? No. Yes. Well, anyway, and I still had time to look in the ticket office, and I saw Rob. Now, Rob used to be a passenger assistance guy, one of the passenger assistance team at that station, but he has health issues, and he now works in the ticket office because it's easier for him. And of course, I don't buy my tickets at the station because I always buy them online. But I went in, and he was there, and there was no queue, and I got about 15 minutes. So I ran and said hello. Good job I didn't stay chatting to him for too long, because when I got down to the lift wasn't working, and then I had to walk all the way back to the barrier to ask one of the guys at there if they could carry Navy Nora up the stairs, because I couldn't get up. So I then had to unclip all the bags, because I clip all the bags on for safety so I don't lose them. And I had to unclip all the bags, and then the guy took Navy Nora up, and then I was just sort of contemplating the bags. I think I had 6 bags this time. And I was contemplating, you know, taking the lighter ones up, and a passenger came along and he said, "Oh, can I take one of those for you?" So he took the heavy one and I took the light one, so we got up there. But, you know, if I'd been pushed for time and I was having to get the tickets out of the machine and no lift going up, and I actually stood there and thought, what happens if somebody comes along in a wheelchair? That's not going to be very easy if there's no lift, is it? You know, so I ponder these things, and sometimes, you know, it worries me about people who don't, you know, at least I've got some mobility. But anyway, I was fine. I had time. I allowed time this time. Are you going cross country again? Yes. I'm going up country, and I think it puts me on the cross country. And the cross country trains are not the nicest ones. They're the ones that don't have the they don't have a lot of space in some of the areas, and they don't have spaces to plug your phone in, but I do have a battery pack, so I'll make sure that's all topped up. Maybe order your ticket early, then you may be able to pop down to collect it the day before you go. Absolutely. Yes. Well, I mean, if I've got an e-ticket, which now I'm checking every time I do it, I make sure before I push the pay button that it's coming out as an e-ticket and not as a physical ticket that you've got to get out of the machine. Because of course you could get to the ticket office, ticket machine, and then find that about 6 people are in front of you, and if they're all having issues with the ticket machine, it's easy to miss your train. So you know, this time I checked that I had an e-ticket, and I'm going to try and do that every time, because it's just a blooming palaver. And then of course I had to do a repay claim, and one of them was the ones that were the physical tickets. And I know I haven't thrown it away, but I had 3 parts. I had two bits of ticket, one from home to one of the stations, and then from that station to the final station. And then the other one was a coupon, like a receipt sort of thing. And I knew I hadn't thrown it away, but only 2 parts were in my purse. And of course, when you do a delay thing, you have to upload a screenshot of your actual e-ticket, or you have to take pictures of your physical tickets. And of course, I'd only got one bit and the coupon. Of course, I found it today, didn't I? I found it in my purse today. It wasn't in the same bit of the purse as the other. Anyway, so that was a palaver when I was doing the claim. But what they did say was, sorry, I'm just going to have a drink. Whoops, let me have a drink, and then I'll be back on track. Not on the train track, I hope. Hang on. Oh, wait a minute. You got physical tickets before you went to Manchester, and we collected them from Ride the week before. Yes. Yeah, that was a good idea. But you know, that time when I suddenly realised I'd got to collect a ticket the day I was actually going, I hadn't noticed that it hadn't issued me an e-ticket, because I'd always had an e-ticket. I didn't realise, and then I realised, and then I thought, oh, the Hover Travel hasn't got a ticket machine to get it out of, which is why I had to go to the train station, get the taxi to the train station, get them to wait there while I went and got my ticket, get back in the taxi and round to the hoverport. That was a bit of a palaver. Hang on. But you see, if I've got to pop down to the station to collect it, that's another time of going out. And of course, I don't have transport. And these days when it's cold, I don't want to go out because, of course, you know that I had pneumonia and I was so ill. And I had a little bit of a cough. So there's no way I want to, you know, tempt fate in any way. And that's partly also why I didn't go out yesterday. So I was telling you that I was going to go down into town yesterday. And I looked at the thing, and the bus wasn't going to go into Union Street, so I decided I wasn't going to go. I was going to stay home. I didn't need to go out. I didn't need to spend any money. And then I decided, well, I'd have the fascinator I'd already got. And the only thing I think I need now, no, I don't know if I need anything. I even found jewellery that matched because the outfit's one of my colours that I wear anyway, and I'm not giving too much away. A lot of my jewellery matches it. So I went through all my jewellery I haven't worn for a long time, and I found the original earrings for this outfit. I think I lost one, but I bought another pair that were very similar, so I've got those. I might wear the silver drop ones that I showed you before. I might have a different outfit in the evening. I could do these things, can't I? So we'll see. That, you know, I've just found so many things by sorting through my drawers and that, and you know, instead of going out and getting cold and spending money, I stayed home and tidied and sorted. And so getting there, I've got a lot more stuff to sort and get rid of. And you know, that's one of the reasons for coming home, because I need to tidy my house up. I mean, I mean, it was funny being here on my own. You're thinking purple. Not quite, sort of. You're not far off, Carol. I'm not giving anything away. You might be right, you might not be. You will see in due course. I will not be having red nails for the wedding, okay? So there will be lots of sparkle on my nails, though, definitely. You can never have too much sparkle, can you? So anyway, so that's good. And now, what else? I haven't done any paper crafting, but I'm very excited because I'm being given, and this is a very generous thing, someone I know. I messaged him to ask him about scan and cut machines, because I think, I don't know if I told you this before. I had looked at Cricut machines and these scan and cut machines, and I tried to talk myself out of it. I don't need one of those. You know, these £300-400 machines. I don't need that. I've got dies and die cutters and all this. I don't need it. I'm not looking. And then, of course, I was at my youngest son and his fiance's house, and she's got a Cricut. And Tracy's saying, am I having my nails done in my usual place before I go? No, I'm going to have them done once more. I've got, it's one of my sons is getting married. And so it's not the younger one, it's the older one. And so I'm actually mother of the groom. I didn't say that before, but I'm mother of the groom. So I've got to get it right, haven't I? Anyway, what was I saying? I'm trying to time it, Tracy, because we were trying to work it out. So obviously my daughter and I want our nails nice the week of the wedding. So that week I will probably be at my daughter's. Good night. Your first long COVID meeting tomorrow at a health centre in Peterborough. Yeah, 3-year wait. Oh, well, I hope you get there okay, Debs. Let's hope. And anyway, nice to see you in the broadcast. Night. And see you soon. I want to be back in your part of the world again in the not too distant future, so we can have another meet up with Kath and you and Tristan and all that, network meeting up there. So anyway, yes, so we're trying to work it out, because my nails are going to need doing soon, and then we're trying to work out how many weeks to the wedding, when will I need my nails done. So I'm going to have them done once more, so I'm going to probably have them done the week after next, when I come back to the island. The week after next, in the half-term week, I'm going to be here, so I'll probably have them done on the island, and then the next time, just the week of the wedding, I will have them done at my daughter's area. And we had ours done in. She was asking people for recommendations, and she found a place, and because I normally have them done at home, but we found a place, and they couldn't book us. They couldn't get us. They weren't walk-in, and you couldn't have an appointment because they were too busy. So we found somewhere else that somebody else had said was quite good, and we walked in and we had it done there. Well, my daughters were not good. Mine are very good. I had obviously a girl who knew what she was doing. My daughter had somebody who obviously didn't know what they were doing, and her nails have peeled and they weren't as good or anything, whereas mine absolutely fine. But so we decided we're not going back there. So I'll come back to the scan and cut. Sorry, Heather. You do have to keep me on track, don't you? So Tracy asked me about the nails and I got put off, you see. Blame Tracy. Anyway, so now my daughter has found somebody else who has given us a recommendation for a shop. So we're going to make an appointment so that we've got appointments fitted in for the actual week of the wedding. So we will be doing that. I'm having my hair cut. I don't know when my hairdresser put the date in the diary for this haircut. She usually books. She comes to my house and she books me in every 6 weeks. Well, I think 6 weeks. I had my hair done before Christmas, and I'm sure the date that she put in must have been about 8 weeks from when I last had it done. I feel like I really need my hair cut. So anyway, I'm having it done when I come back for half term. And so, she'll be doing that. And so I get that done by my own hairdresser. But obviously on the day of the wedding, I'm going to be up in the north. So my future daughter-in-law has found someone who will do my hair. I think they'll come to us. Yes, because also it's a lunchtime wedding. It's not a late wedding, so you've got to get all these things done, and it's just too much. But anyway, who doesn't love a good wedding? Anyway, let's go back to the scan and cut, the cricket and the scan and cut. So I've talked myself out of wanting a cricket until I went, and I know I did talk about this in a previous broadcast. I went to Tristan's house, and his fiance is she's got a cricket, and I'm making something. I'm doing some crafting for the wedding, and I said to her, "Oh, I wonder if we can make this on your machine." And she had done it in seconds. And I'm not going to say what I'm making. All will be revealed afterwards. So she'd done it in seconds, and I thought, you know what? Why did I not want one of these machines? I could see how fast it was. I could see the benefit of it and how much could be done on it, and all that. So I wanted one. You've got a wedding in July. That's a lunchtime wedding. Excellent. Who doesn't like a good wedding? And so, yes. So, cricket. Sorry, my brain was wandering there again. How long to the wedding? Not many weeks. It's in March. You'll have to wait and see. Then wedding fever. But anyway, so what was I saying? Yeah, so I really didn't think that I wanted this machine. And then, of course, I thought I can't live without this machine. And so I thought, well, I don't know. I need to know more about them. I need to look at YouTube. I need to understand everything that the machine can do. If I'm going to spend that sort of money, and I would only do it if I could split the payments as well. And most of these things, they let you. Anyway, while I was sort of researching it, Craft Stash had the Silhouette Cameo 4 come up on an offer. So it's normally 300 and something, and it was down to 269. It was like it was listening to me and knew that they knew to put it on offer for me. So I was looking at it, and I was looking at YouTube videos and all this, and then I suddenly thought, I wonder if there's a Cameo. I wonder if it's being replaced by a Cameo Silhouette. No, a Silhouette Cameo 5. So I looked, and yes, there was a Cameo 5, but the Cameo 5 came out a year ago. So the 4 is out of date and the 5 is out of date already. And I thought, do you know what? I don't know if I want to do this. I need to know more about it. And surely if that's coming out, each machine will have got better. And so I didn't buy it, which is very unlike me. Once I sometimes get a bit between my teeth, I sometimes do it, but I'm glad I didn't. Anyway, I was then looking at the different machines, and I then messaged a friend of mine who's a crafter and said, I asked him a question about the differences in the machines. I said, because I'm thinking of getting one, but I don't want to make a mistake, an expensive mistake. And he had the machine that he wants to give to me. So it's a scan and cut. It's not neither of those makes. It's another make. But he wants to give it to me. How kind is that? I just amazed. Anyway, I'm going to see him. I'm going to pick it up on Tuesday. And then I've got to learn how to use it. So we'll see. We'll watch this space. So I can't believe how generous he was being. But obviously, I need to do something in return, because that's just way too generous. But it was very generous. Your son Ben's birthday is March the 12th. It's not far off that date, Carol. And we've got what is a scan and cut machine? Right, so it's a machine. So when you have a die cut machine, you have the shaped dies. So let me just get one out of my right. Let's just get this. So can you see? Those are little metal shapes, right? These are all little individual shapes. I won't peel them off, but they're stuck on here. So if I wanted to make a reel of cotton and I wanted to cut that out in maybe a gold shiny card, I would put it between 2 plates, sort of plastic plates, and put it in my die cutting machine, and it would go through. I've got electric ones and I've got ones you wind by hand. So I would wind it through and it would cut those shapes out. Basically, a scan and cut does the same sort of thing, but on steroids. So it does a lot more things, but that's basically it. So, and when you do this in a die cutting machine, sometimes the dies slip. You have to stick them on and try for them not to slip. And then I hate wasting cards, so I try to put as many things on the card as you can, but then you get shapes, you get bits like that left over. Now you see, I won't put that in the bin, because I know I can cut some little tiny bits out of these bits, because I'm such a hate waste. And so I would put some of those little things. Look, there's a little heart there and a little button, and they could come out of those small bits there. But it's very, very fiddly doing all that, as you can imagine. When you've got a scan and cut machine, you put the stuff, so you put whatever you program it in as to what you're going to make. You can do different programs of the shapes and things, and you can use nearly every bit of your paper or your card or whatever it is you're cutting. I think they cut wood and put balsa wood and all sorts of things. Some of them, they do the whole works, and you can program it so that there's hardly any waste of the fabric or whatever. Yes, they cut fabric as well. There's not much waste. So anybody who knows more about these machines than me, please chip in, because I'm newbie to it. So I know you like crafting, Carol. So yes, I'll let you know how I get on. Now, some of them, you do need to hook them up to a laptop or a computer so that you can send the messages of what you want it to scan and cut. Now, I haven't. I've got my computer here. I had been thinking about a laptop, but I'm still, don't want to be spending much money. And apparently, the one I'm getting, it's got its own sort of computer in it. So unless I want to do way more intricate stuff and stuff that's not, that isn't already in, there's a lot of stuff in this that I can do with this machine. So what I need to do is learn how to use the machine and work that before I go and spend anything else. So, but seeing the speed with which it cut the thing out that I wanted to make, that I'd been asked to make for the wedding, and I was making the first ones. It was minutes. It was done in minutes. It was cut in minutes, and then it scored it, and I folded it in minutes and got it stuck down in minutes, much quicker than I usually do on all those things. So you can see why, it's a game changer, because it's just so quick. And the amount of stuff I do, wouldn't it be great if I could speed it all up? I could do more knitting then as well, if I'm not taking so long on my craft stuff. So that's going to happen this week. And yes, I want to get a lot of my clothes into a bag and off to this charity that's giving them away. I don't know, I get tired, and when I travel I'm tired, so I have all these great ideas of how much I'm going to tidy up all these things that need to go out, and then I get tired and I sit in the chair and fall asleep. No, I don't think it. No, it's not a church wedding, Tracy. It's a venue. We're in a venue. If that, I don't know too much about it. I don't need to know. I'm being transported there, and it will be fine. So, and it will be lovely, and then it will be all gone in the blink of an eye. It is also a shared event in our family. We like to double up on dates, and it does happen to be one of the grandchildren's birthdays that day, so she was asked permission if she'd minded having the wedding on her birthday. Could you use photos to put on greeting cards? You can, yes, people do put photos on greetings cards. There's so many different options but what I like, and actually I'm looking at outside on my wall, I've got some words that are like cut out of a mirror. It says live, love, laugh, and I've got it stuck on my wall in my corridor. And that just reminded me of all the things that I would love to do on this machine, because I've often wanted lots of those lovely things to make pictures with, and to give presents to people with sayings on, in a picture frame. And at the moment, if I do anything like that, I either have to find a die that will cut it, or I have to cut all the individual letters out on my die cutter. But with that, you can do it on vinyl, and the machine just cuts it all out for you. And somebody I know, she's just got a new car, and she did something on her scanner and cut out of vinyl a lovely picture to go on the side of her car. And I mean, it seems that it's limitless as to what you can do with it. So I will let you know. I probably will need a lot of help, or not. I mean, YouTube is so good. As I say, when I thought I was going to have to make a fascinator for the wedding, I just popped on there and I found a lady that and it was so simple to learn how to make a fascinator. I mean, also, they're so cheap these days. When I had my fascinator done to match their outfit, they had to. It was for a previous wedding, and they had to take the fabric off the shoulder pad and make me a fascinator, because I didn't have anything to. I didn't have, I didn't know what I was going to do, and I couldn't match the colour easily. You could that's it. You could have Go Live Granny Taxi put on a vehicle. Absolutely. I could, Tracy. It is limitless. I as soon as I knew and saw one in action, I just thought, my goodness, it is just amazing what we would be able to do on this machine, and the things we could do for charities and that. It's just going to be fantastic. And of course, when Jan came round this morning, Jan, who runs Isle Access, and came and had a coffee with me this morning, I was telling her about it, and she said, oh, her daughter's got one. And I said, oh, what does she do with it? And she cuts loads of things with lettering out. They run Happy Hounds Bakery on the island, and they make dog biscuits. And fascinating. I love how, seeing all these people who go into all these entrepreneurial things. And they were making bags up, I think bags with the dogs' names. And so, I mean, can you imagine all those bags? And, well, for me, it would be Go Live Granny done on a bag. Those sort of things. I could decorate Navy Nora. Oh, I could. Oh, I can just see it now, all these lovely things. By the way, Navy Nora's going to have a makeover because she's looking very tatty with her ribbons. And of course, we have a wedding coming up. So I can't go to a wedding with a tatty Navy Nora. Oh, I wonder if I could probably decorate the seat and the actual vinyl of Navy Nora, not just wrap the handles. I could do it to match my outfit. Woo! Can you use adhesive paper in your new scanner? Yeah, I think you can. I think you can, and you can certainly use vinyl. And yes, these people. That's why I was watching them all. Some of these people who do the things on the side of taxi were doing it on those sort of machines. So yes, absolutely. Yes, I should probably get very stuck up. No, but it's just amazing. And when I do it on my die cutter, some of the shapes have very intricate bits that come out, holes to come out, and sometimes you have to run it through the machine several times to get the bits to pop out, and sometimes you have to keep poking to get them out, and that doesn't happen on these machines. You just peel it. Yes, you peel it. So what you do is you put the as far as I've seen so far, you put your paper or your card onto a mat that's actually got a slight adhesive on it, so it goes on the mat. You can peel it off the mat, but it sticks to the mat, and then it cuts all the out the bits, and then they call it weeding. You have a tool with a sharp end, and you just pull away at the vinyl, and you pull it off, and it actually comes off and leaves the bits that you don't want. It's just a whole new world. Never, Lynn, could you never be stuck up? I could be stuck up with glue. I tell you, when I first started crafting, and I've told this story several times, but it still makes me laugh. I started paper crafting, or I started watching paper craft shows when I was recovering from, that near-death experience with pneumonia. And so I was on oxygen. I was hooked up to an oxygen tank for 3 months. So I couldn't do very much. I couldn't go anywhere very much. And so I just watched craft. I found these things on YouTube and where Facebook, whatever. And so I watched all these craft things, and I've loved crafting. I've always loved crafting, but sort of done more of the knitting and the sewing and that side of it. And made some paper things with children in my class and that sort of thing, but never to the intricate, never to the level of these sorts of things. Look, I found some boxes that I'd made the other day. I opened a box, and I got lots of lovely little boxes. See, I made that little box. I love making boxes. The only trouble is when you make boxes, you've got to store them. Look. I love doing these. Look, how about a nice little handbag? That's a little gift box. Look, there we go. And butterflies is quite a nice thing to do. What else have I got? Another little handbag. And a little picnic box or whatever. Maybe not a picnic box, maybe I don't know. It does look like a picnic hamper, doesn't it? See, so these just come up like that. Look. there. So I love these. So you can make these boxes individually, or you can stick 2 together and put a little handle on. I made loads of these for the charities. You know, so you're trying your hand at embroidery, making hearts. Excellent. I'm surprised you're not making wedding favour boxes. You never know, they might still ask me to, Tracy. I am making something for the tables at the wedding. I'm not going to reveal it. That's how I came to find out about the scan and cut machine. So, you know, that's what got me into it. Let's just move these things back up there. I do love all this stuff. Also, with a scan and cut machine, it means that I don't have to keep on buying the dies. So lots of these drawers have got all these dies in that go through my die cutter. But, and you know, that costs a fair lot of money, as you can imagine. But I know the scan and cut machines are more expensive to start with, but you don't need all the dies and things. You can get the digital patterns, which are much cheaper, and you don't have a storage problem like this. You know, all these are dies and stamps. If you have a scanner, you don't really need all of those. I mean, obviously I've got these and I will use them, but I can see that I won't. And also I did the maths. Even I'm not buying the machine, I'm being given it, but I did the maths, and if I was going to buy that machine, the one that was Craft Stash at £269 or something, some of the die sets I buy, the intricate ones, are about £30. I mean, they make lovely stuff, and I only buy them because I was going to use them for charity, so I would use them again and again and again. But I would only, you know, by the time I bought 10, which is, you know, there's so many lovely ones out there. By the time I bought 10, I paid for a machine. I could have paid for a machine that would do the same thing. Do I have a machine to make boxes? Sometimes some of these boxes now, this sort of thing, I did on a die cutter, so I cut it out on my die cutter. But these are the sorts of things that a scan and cut would do as well. You know, if you got the, you know, the template digitally, you could do that sort of thing. But some of these, like this one and these ones, I didn't have a machine to cut them. I've cut these out on them with a guillotine and a scoreboard. So have I got a scoreboard here? Let me see. Yes. So anybody who doesn't know, this is a scoreboard. Okay. And so I cut whatever size I need of card, and then you lay your card out here, and then depending on where you want to score the lines to make the box, you just put it on here and run a tool, a bone folder they call it. You run a tool down there. There's grooves on here. When you put the card on there, you run it down there, and it scores in and scores the card in the groove. I will promise I will do a demonstration. I've been promising that for a long time, but I haven't. Then I suppose if you've added up the price of all your die cutting plates, you probably have £300 worth. Oh, way more than that. Way more than that, Tracy. And I've bought storage units to put them all in. But you know, I have so many lovely things, and I haven't used a lot of them. I need to use them more. I need to be here to use them too. But I've got a table set up. I've got a room at my daughter's house, a spare room, and I've got a table in there now, so I can do some crafting in there. And I've got a lot of stuff at that end because I encourage my grandchildren to do paper craft. And then I bought them die machines and dies and things. So there's a whole set of stuff at that end. So I don't have to keep taking things backwards and forwards. I don't know about this new machine. I might have to try and take it with me because I'm only getting it on Tuesday. And then I'm leaving on Wednesday. And if I can manage it, I don't know. I don't know how heavy it is or whether it will, you know, I don't know. You'll find out next week. And I will be broadcasting from somewhere. Oh, I hope I can broadcast next week. Listen, if I don't broadcast next week, you know, forgive me, but I'll be with family. Paper crafted smoothie hats. Yes, I don't know. Yes, I wonder. I wonder whether they haven't said that about them. But you know, they go say knitting and crochet, but maybe you could. I don't know. Certainly make a lot of things for lots of charities and much quicker. But anyway, somebody said about stuck up. That I started talking about the crafting because Carol said I could never be stuck up. So I wanted to do these lovely crafts. I was watching these people making all these wonderful boxes and greetings cards and things, and I thought, oh, I can never do that. And then I looked and I thought, well, yes, let's have a go. You know, don't ever say you can't do it if you don't first try. So I had a try. And I got glue on me, I got glue on the table, I got glue on all over the wrong side of the card, I got glue everywhere. And I thought, I'll never do this. So I was very stuck up, very stuck up. And then one of the broadcasts was taking us to glue school. And I never knew there was such a thing as glue school. I wonder if you ever knew anything about glue school. Did you know there was such a thing as glue school? So I went to glue school and I learned that you have glues that grab quickly. If you want to put something down and you want it to grab quickly, you have a glue for doing that. So that would be things like when you're doing the corners, sticking the corners of these boxes down, you want it to grab quickly. You learned so much at glue school, says Heather. Yes, it was amazing, wasn't it? Whoever knew about glue school. So something like that, you want it to stick quickly so the box holds. I mean, I do have little clips I put on little clips to hold it. But you know, if you get a glue that grabs quickly, that's what you need for that. But then for something like this butterfly, look, there's not much of it to glue, is there? It's very thin, very, very thin. And so what you do, actually, let me look. Tweezers are a crafter's friend. Let me show you. Let me get a shape out of my drawer here. Oh, can't find the shape I want, can I? You never can. Right, okay. Look, here's some fancy shapes I've done. Now, that's not very wide for gluing, but if you do it like this, and you... Whoops! Not like that. I haven't got... If you have a pair of tweezers, you can hold it like that, and you can have a glue pot. This one is a bit bent, but look, that's got quite a thin nozzle. You can hold it like that and glue like that, and you do not get glue all over you and all over. Yes, if you yes, you probably can, Carol. You probably can find Glue School on YouTube, because we were watching. I don't really want to advertise the company because I'm not best friends with them, but if there wasn't the demise of the company that we don't want to talk about, I wouldn't know Heather. Heather and I were we were on the fallout of this company that we don't like anymore. And we were in another group, and that's how Heather and I connected. So without the fallout of that other company, we would not be, you know, Heather wouldn't be in my community here. But that particular company they were the ones that did Glue School demos. But I expect probably maybe somebody could look. I wonder if I can find Glue School. Maybe somebody could Google it. Could somebody Google it for me? I bet you could. Let me Google it. Let's see what happens. Glue School. No, it's just gone to glue. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe I took... Oh, I want to go to Glue School. Let's see. Now it's just giving... Oh, no. It's giving me school glue. Not Glue School. Carol, I could point you in the right direction. I'll send you a message and I'll find one and send you in the right direction. I suppose I probably look at it's YouTube you really need to look on. I just Googled it. Wait a minute, let's have a look. Let's see. I've got smoothie hats all over my keyboard, so I can't really see very well. Right, let's see if we can find Glue School. Let's have a... Oops. It'd help if I spelt it right. Hello, Ailey. Ailey's in the broadcast now. I didn't spell it right. I had an S in front of glue for some stupid reason. Don't know. Oops. Let's have a look. Glue school. Let's have a look. Oh, no, I'm looking on my own website. That's silly. I don't want to look on my website. I want to look on YouTube's website. No, I haven't got one. You can only find the one at that company. It was a very good one there. Okay, Heather. All right. Because we don't want to... Listen, Carol needs to know. So could you drop the link in, even though it's a company that we don't really want to advertise, but we want to show Carol how to do it. So could you drop a link in there, Heather, if you found it? So anyway, that's one of the ways. Another way, with some of those very, very filigree things like that, these little things like this, there are tape runners that will glue the backs of these, but it won't spread the glue in between. It only, thank you, Heather, it only yes, if you've got a tape runner, you can run it across something like that, and it will only put glue on the paper. I don't really know how it works, but it will only glue that. You know, if you glued the back of this, if you did it with an ordinary tape runner, it will put glue all over the holes as well, and it will get all stuck up and messy. But if you get one that's a dotty one from that company, or other companies probably do them, then what am I trying to say? Then it will only adhere to the card and not the holes. See all the little holes? It wouldn't go there. Dotty tape, thank you. So yes, so these things were a thing I never would have been able to do. If I'd have tried to do that when I first started, that would have had glue. You'd have seen glue all over it. It would not have looked nice, and it wouldn't be something that you could sell or give away for, you know, a nice present. It just would not be like that. So there are quick dry glues. There's glues that give dimension, you know, that you can put a blob of glue on, and it makes whatever you're sticking on stand up. There are foam pads that do that as well, you know, to give dimension to cards. I mean, there's just so many different things. Carol's saying she really enjoyed your web page with different groups and enjoyed trying to get badges. Yeah, I am having, well, I'm still waiting, but Tristan is working on a new website, but I want something that's quick and easy, Carol. I don't want something that I've got to maintain and keep doing things to. So although that was fun, it didn't really work that well for me. So I am having a website coming, but I can't put pressure on Tristan because he's got other things to do. What do you think? There was so much to... No, who'd have thunk? That's right. Heather's saying, who'd have thunk there was so much to glues and adhesives? Heather and I certainly wouldn't. I mean, I did not know. And it was only when I realised, you know, all about the different glues that it meant I could actually do and craft these beautiful things the same as they did. I've got a lovely train, it's in the other room, that Michelle McCarthy made, and she was one of the demonstrators for this company that we don't like. And one of the reasons we don't like it is because they got rid of 3 of their best presenters with no notice. They just ditched them, and we didn't like that, and they didn't, you know, it wasn't a good thing for us as customers. So we stopped being customers, and we took our custom to people who cared more. And because as a result, of course, I found way more things. I found all the tonics studio things, you know, the things like the Halloween boxes, the mushrooms that I made, the fairy houses, lots of those things I got because I'd moved from that company to other companies. So yes, but it was just amazing. Once I'd been to glue school, there was no holding me back. And I have all sorts of different glues now, and also, you know, yeah, just so much stuff. I'm just looking now to see what, you know, I do have. I've got a lot of stuff in here that I still need to use. But I do want to get on and do some more crafting. But at the minute, it's smoothie hats nearly all the way. It's granddaughter's hats to keep them warm. What else have I got on my list? Oh, yeah, various other bits that I owe knitting bits and stuff to other people that need to be completed. So I need to get that sorted. But so this week I shall blink and it'll be time to go back again, back to my daughter's. And I won't have done all the things that I wanted to do while I was home. Sometimes I just enjoy sitting in a chair, not doing anything very much. But actually, when it's things like the Smoother campaign, my fingers actually itch. My fingers itch to have the knitting needles. I don't mean they itch, but they, good friends stick together like glue no matter what. Yes, absolutely they do. You don't get on very well with those sticky glue machines. You get yourself stuck up instead of your cards. Absolutely. Now, one of the things, again, talking about that, this, I don't know if you can see, look, I've got some things I've got on here. This is what I used to have to do, and this is what I won't have to do when I've got that sort of machine. So the front of this is see-through, and there's a backing on it, and I've cut these shapes. So this is such a palaver. I cut these shapes out on my die cutter, and then I wanted to be able to stick them onto something, maybe, you know, like a box or whatever, or a birthday card. So one way of doing this was using this. This is a sticker maker. So if I want to use that happy birthday, I've then got to fiddle about and peel this off. And that's a real fiddle, especially when you've got nails like I've got, which don't bend in the way that normal nails do. I've got acrylic nails. So I would have to get something to try and prise that off. So I've made this into a sticker. I've put it through a sticker machine. But this is, Heather's saying she's got many sizes of Xyrons. So this went through a Xyron machine, which is a little small machine for putting that tape through. And then you put your cutouts in between the back and the sticky bit. And then you peel it off, and then basically the back of the sticky bit will be on the back of your shape. But that's a big palaver. On a scan and cut, you just have it on the machine and just put the right stuff in and just peel it. You've got this thing they call a weeder. It's like a little tool, and you pull it off, and it's done. It's so much. Oh, look. There we are. Look, I've found an end. Now I can say, look. So you have to peel it like that, and then that's sticky on the back now, and I can peel that off and put it on a box. But I'm not ready to do that, so I'm going to put that back over there. And now, of course, it's all scrunched up, and it's not going to be any good. But that was a palaver. But those stickers you buy often go out of shape before you put them on the... Yeah, absolutely. So, no, I mean, from what I understand, and don't forget, I haven't used the machine properly yet. You know, when I was having a demonstration, it wasn't me that was doing it. So I'll let you know as soon as I've had a play with the machine. But I'm sold. I'm sold on it before I've got it. I think it's going to be amazing. So Heather, have you got scan and cut machines? Did you say you had? Did you say you had a Cricut? I can't remember. It was a long time ago. We've been live nearly 2 hours. But you know, the future. I just think that I don't even know the potential of what those machines can do. I know some of the potential, but I just think that it just... Why did I ever talk myself out of not wanting one? You know, and if I hadn't been asked to do something for the wedding, I still wouldn't know. You've got a Cricut, but don't use it often. Okay, fair enough. That this is what when on one of the demonstrations. So when I was at my daughter's, some of the time she goes out and does things, and I'm home alone. Don't feel sorry for me. I'm fine, because when I'm home, when I'm here, I'm home alone. You know, she comes and goes and does things, and so in the daytime when the children are out, I've got the daytime TV on, I've got YouTube on or something like that. So I was watching all these demonstrations of these machines, you know, and learning lots of different things. So you know, it's just, well, the extent of what can be done is just amazing. So I will let you know. I'm quite excited, but I knew if I had the machine now, I then wouldn't do anything in the flat. It's just convenient. It just so happens that I can't collect it till Tuesday, because my friend was not available till Tuesday because his work shifts didn't work for me to go any other time, and he doesn't have a car to bring it to me. But I do think I've got a friend now who's offered to help me to pick me up with the machine and bring me home. So I'll go and get the machine, and then he'll meet me and bring me back. So that's amazing, because I thought I was going to have to do it on the bus. 2 seconds over your hot kettle would make the stickers slide off, but be careful and can only reshape. It would, but it would also burn you. Not a very safe way of doing it, but, you know, I mean, not something I would want to do, because I know that steam can be very, very painful. But I think we've done things like that in the past, but now it's much safer to. So anyway, I just think that I can make all these wonderful things, and apparently the supplies of vinyl are not very expensive either. You know, some of the things, like the Xyron machines, I never could find them particularly cheap. And so I was making stickers, but they wasn't particularly cheap. You have made several shadow boxes with many layers with your Cricut. They turned out well and are beautiful. I would love to make shadow boxes. So there we go. That's something I would want to be doing. I used to buy shadow boxes in places like Hobbycraft, and you're talking at about £4 to buy one that was a frame. And then I learned that you could actually make them out of card. But I think I did buy one of the dies to do it, but they weren't cheap, so I didn't go in for all of those. But if I could do it on the scan and cut machine, then I will be making shadow boxes, because you can just do so much with those. It's lovely. And yes, no, I was just thinking about some of the demonstrations I've seen some of the craft designers doing. They just do some amazing things, and they're getting better and better. I do like particular people I like watching is Sam Calcott, who and you see, these are people that I probably wouldn't have found if I was still watching that one company that I always used to. So Sam Calcott, she does Maids of Surprise. She's also one of the designers for Craft Stash. And then Helen Griffin, she's also a designer for Craft Stash. She does some lovely things. And oh, I tell you what, I saw her do this week, because some of these people, they're really good. They you know, obviously they're demonstrating the product that's being sold a lot of the time, but sometimes they won't. Sometimes they'll make something without you having to have a special piece of equipment. But obviously some of the time they're promoting it. And I don't know if you remember, folks, I made a Ferris wheel. Do you remember me making a Ferris wheel? And I gave it to my granddaughters, and they had little. Was it Easter last year? I can't remember when it was. Oh my goodness, it's a long time ago. And we put something in, you know, in all the little seats. And yeah, Heather's saying she loves Sam, and Helen is wonderful too. Absolutely. And this week, I mean, I bought a Ferris wheel, but I didn't buy the Ferris wheel that was her design. But I bought a very similar one from Tonic Studio. That's the one I used. But this week, she was using the seat, you know, the swinging seats from the Ferris wheel. She's made it into a Valentine's sweetie box. It's just amazing what they do. I think I was telling you before that Sam had used the, I think it was Sam, had used the makeup gift box that they had, and that was her design. She'd used it to make a coffin or casket. Just amazing. Just yeah, and I tell you who else does things like that. Ruth Hamilton is one of the designers for Tonic Studio, and she will demonstrate one of the kits with what it says on the outside of the box, you know, or the packet. But then she'll say, well, I like to find other things for you to make, and she will make other things with it. There was a babushka doll that I've got. I've not used it, but the babushka doll out of card, amazing. I must use it. But then another day she made a penguin from the same babushka doll kit. It was just amazing, you know, how these people have these brains that think these things out. It is amazing. I mean, some things I can see easily, but some of their, you know, what they show us is just amazing. Ruth is so great to watch. She explains everything so well. She does. She's lovely. You know, and her voice is nice, and she takes it at a slow pace. And I really like her. So that's Ruth Hamilton. These are all people that if you want to get into crafting, you need to watch those. Just Google, search for them on YouTube. They are amazing. But yes, so I do need to. I need to sort of try and get a bit productive tomorrow. Around the flat. Not quite sure how that one's going to go. I was productive with my food today. I made up some mince with what did I put in it? I put tinned tomatoes and mushrooms and onions and peppers, sweet peppers, and I made like a bolognese type thing. And then I had it the same meal twice, but I didn't mind, because what I did the first time, I had it with spaghetti and some vegetables. And then this evening, because there was some left over, rather than put it away in a freezer or anything, I just thought, do you know what? I don't want to cook tonight. I've got the broadcast to do. I want to do my knitting. So I just heated up the rest. And then I did some jacket potatoes in the microwave, and I did some more different vegetables in my air fryer. And I had the meal, but it didn't necessarily seem the same meal to me, because I, you know, changed it up, and instead of having spaghetti, I was having potatoes and doing it a different way. And then I still had enough sins with my Slimming World, you know, plan. So you're allowed 15 sins a day. So lots of things have sin values and things. And I don't like using a lot of sins on one thing. You know, some people say, oh, well, yes, I'll have a glass of wine. That's so ever many sins. And then I don't have anything else much sin-wise all day. There are lots of free foods that you can have. But anyway, I don't like using a lot of sins on one item. But today, and Kath, if you're still watching, I know Kath and John like, I like to make jelly, but I use the crystal, no sugar, no added sugar crystal jelly, and I put some raspberries in an orange jelly. And so I think the whole jelly would be 1.5 sins, or 1 sin. So I was only having half of it. So the other half I can have tomorrow. And then, who knew I had some meringue nests in my cupboard? I'd totally forgotten they were there. I opened a cupboard I don't go into very often, and there was a set of some meringue nests. And I thought, oh, I know I can have those on Slimming World. Anyway, I looked, and one meringue nest of that size, the little ones, you know, much less, but that size was 2.5 sins. And I thought, well, I haven't had all my sins today. I've got one, whatever it was, 1.5 or once or half. I can't remember with the jelly, but I was only going to have half the jelly. But I was going to have a whole meringue, and I have got some cream, aerosol cream, and that's okay on Slimming World. And again, I think it was 1 1 sin for 10 grams. So I have scales in my kitchen. So I had the jelly and the fruit and the jelly and the meringue in the dish, and I put the dish on the scales and put it to 0, and then I measured out 10 grams of cream, and so that was nice. That was delicious. I haven't put those pictures up yet. I'll put them up before I go to bed probably, but it was delicious. You know, changing up the way you have your sins actually makes it more interesting. And my daughter and I, it's funny, some days we will get to the evening and haven't used many of our sins. Another day I've used nearly all my sins by lunchtime. It just depends what we're having, you know. But I vary it up a bit now and change. And she and I, we're watching a girl. There's a lovely girl called Claire. I think she's Claire, and she does reels. She makes reels, and you know, as in the little video reels, and of her Slimming World, whatever she's making, and she's a lovely girl. She's lost 3.5 stone. I've just lost 3.5 stone. I think she must have weighed in initially a little bit more than me, because she's just slightly, only like a pound or 2 more than me, from our starting point. And so and it's lovely, and she's coming up with some amazing things. I mean, she does use oats and Weetabix and things like that, which I can't use because I have a skin allergy to things like that. But and you know, mostly gluten free these days if I can. What happens otherwise is I get itchy skin, and actually I think I must have had some gluten. Sometimes you can't always see the gluten. I don't get seriously ill like another member of our family does, but I do get itchy across here. I used to get itchy on my legs. Now it's changed from my legs and it's across here, and I can feel it a bit itchy now. So I'm going to just try and think what I had that would have had that in it. Carol's looking on. Wait a minute. So Heather's saying it's good to have little treats to keep you from feeling deprived, so you can keep to your plan. Absolutely. We never feel deprived. And the thing is, you can eat a lot with Slimming World. And it's a lifestyle rather than a diet. It's just changing to that lifestyle. There's loads of food that you can have that's free food. And then you've got your speed foods, which speed up the weight loss. And then you've got the sins. And of course, I mean, it was very sad because Margaret, what's her name? Margaret Miles Bramwell, I think her name is, was the lady who created the Slimming World brand. She died last week, and I've been listening to her. She'd read some of her autobiography. She'd read it on YouTube, so I was listening because I thought, I wonder if she started, whether she had a weight problem initially, and she did, and it was really interesting to listen to her story. And of course she got an OBE for what she did, but it was very much like a lifestyle change rather than a you know, anything else. And that's why now I think I will I know in the past I've you know, lost the weight and then put it back on again, but life was busy and all that. Now I totally get it, and I can see the total change of lifestyle, and I'm enjoying so much being 3.5 stone lighter than I was, and I'm enjoying my food. It's not like I feel deprived at all. Carol says she's just looking on YouTube. Did you know you can make a glue stick with sugar, water and Vaseline? I wonder if it works. Do you know what, Carol? Give it a try, but I can't be bothered to see if it works because I've got enough glue without having to do that. But, you know, let me know if it does. Ailey's been finding forgotten goodies in her food larder lately that she got at Christmas time. Well, I had a Christmas present today. I don't know if you were in the broadcast earlier, but I had this lovely, those of you who've just come in later, wait a minute, I've thrown it out here now. Oh, it's out of reach. Whoa. That's right, I put it out there ready to go and fill up because it was my nice new knitting bag. This is what Jan gave me. It was my Christmas present because she'd bought it, and then we didn't see each other at Christmas. And so it says, knitting keeps me from unravelling. You found some Scottish shortbread. Of course, that's something I can't have because that doesn't fit in with what my own personal dietary requirement. Not Slimming Well, but me. I have to be careful what I have and, you know, cut out the gluten and all that sort of thing. So, but, you know, having done a lot of those things, the skin on my legs cleared right up. It was terrible at one stage. It was so, my legs, the skin was raw. It was so painful. I never wanted to go anywhere. I was a bit of a recluse and didn't go out because it was just too painful. But, you know, taking I mean, you know, you would have thought that the skin doctors would have worked it out, but they never ever really did much testing. They just kept giving me tablets. Take these tablets, take these tablets. You know, 5 years they gave me tablets. None of it budged it. And then a friend of mine, I've got more than one friend, Tina, not the Tina in here, but another Tina. She took me in hand and she said, she helped me to go grain free. I've sort of, that really made my health so much better. But I actually tweak that a bit now and mostly do gluten free and well, I just tweak it. I just have to be a bit careful. Carol's got fudge for Christmas you haven't eaten. My goodness. And Steve has loads of shortbread at Christmas, your favourite bickies. Well, see, I don't do bickies, but Slimming World do hi-fi bars, and I can have 2 hi-fi bars so with Slimming World you have a choice, which is things like your milk and your cheese. So you can have 2 A choices, and they tell you what you can have as an A choice, and then you can have 1 B choice. Now the hi-fi bars are lovely. They're like chocolate. There's chocolate in those. They've just done a Rocky Road one. Nice. And the other ones, so you can have 2 of these bars, and they're really nice as a snack. You can have them and sin them as well. So if you wanted, say, 3 hi-fi bars in a day, you could do that. You have 2 as your B choice, and then you can sin one of them, which is 3 sins. So you know, and there's lots of variety. It's really nice. Ailey likes my knitting bag. Does it have a hole to let the wool out? Yes, it does. It does on the end. I just noticed. Look. It does. There you go. So that would be good. Right. So I am going to get ready to finish up, to wind up the broadcast, because I need to get some sleep. I need to do lots more things in my flat, but I do need sleep. I'm tired. I was going to have a nap earlier, and then I wanted to finish this hat, and then I thought, well, if I finish the hat, I'm not going to have time for a nap. And then I decided that I wasn't going to have a nap because then I remembered I was broadcasting, so I thought, well, it's no good going for a nap and leaving all you lot behind. You've got up detoxing after Christmas. Well, I carried on detoxing, and doing my, my Slimming World, and then I finally got my 3.5 stone. I did put on a couple of pounds the other day, but I'm determined to get it off before I weigh again. Oh, when I went to weigh here at my old group, I was more, but I expected to be more than when I weigh in at my other group, because where I weigh in at my daughter, it's a morning group, and you're lighter in the morning than you are in the evening, and so you can be 2 or 3 pounds heavier in the evening. And so when I went to my group and weighed in there, and I was more, I said, I'm not worried, because it's evening, and so anyway, I'm just watching it. Thank you, Lynn, for sharing your time with us. Appreciate you. Sweet, restful sleep to you. Thank you. Carol saying, can you eat potatoes on Slimming World? Yes, you can. You can eat potatoes, but you don't put lots of butter and things in with them like that. But you can make them nice and creamy. If you want mash, you can put things in like quark is one of the things that I've been using in some of my cookery. It's not something I knew about. Quark, fromage Frey, not the flavoured kind. That I use in some of those things. There are all sorts of different. So I've had potatoes tonight. I had jacket potato with my meal. With Slimming World, the whole idea is that you optimize. You're optimizing. So your plate, when you're having a meal, you have to think of it in thirds. So split the plate in your head into thirds, and 1/3 is carbs, and 1/3 is protein, and the other third is your speed food. And lots of vegetables, lots of fruit are speed food. There are a few that are not. I love grapes, but they're not a speed food. Doesn't mean you can't have them. Bananas aren't. Yes, cottage cheese. Cottage cheese is lovely for mixing in with your potato and that sort of thing. I make my own chips in the air fryer, and you can make chips. You can eat that, but as long as you use the fry light. Do you know the fry light? Not oil. Don't steep them in oil. If you put oil in them, that's it. That's the damage done. But they're fine. I love them. I do sweet potato chips. I do ordinary chips. I roasted my vegetables today in my air fryer. I think they're nice roasted. So I roasted some parsnips and some carrots and some broccoli. And I don't know if any of you noticed my breakfast plate. Was it yesterday? It was yesterday because I didn't do cooked breakfast today. But yesterday I did a cooked breakfast, and but it wasn't at the breakfast time. It was an all-day breakfast, so it was like late afternoon by the time I had what was my lunch. And I had bacon, egg, tomato, potatoes, and then I put broccoli on it because I couldn't find any spinach in my freezer, so I put broccoli. And I did a little video, and I told anybody to scroll on by. It made Kath laugh the way I said it in the video. She said it made her laugh. Scroll on by, because I've had people tell me off for putting broccoli on with my breakfast. It's not up to anybody else what goes on my breakfast plate. It's up to me. And I don't even know who these people are who say, "Oh, would you have broccoli on your breakfast?" You can have what you like when you like. And if you're doing, a Slimming World journey and it fits in, then why not? And so scroll on by if you don't like it. And there will be a lot of people who scroll on by because they don't like what I do. I don't care. I don't need millions of viewers. I've got you lovely people coming in on a Sunday evening. We have quite a nice chat, don't we? And we all join in, and that's it. Carol did roast potatoes in her air fryer today. Yeah, so she's done roast potatoes there. The other thing that I do quite a lot is tinned potatoes. The tins of potatoes, and I'll take them out the tin, dry them off, pat them dry, with some kitchen towel or something like that, and then put them in the air fryer and spray them with fry light. They're nice. I like those little roasties. So I do all sorts of things like that. Yes. So yeah, and of course I've got my lovely little tabletop cooker that I bought, so I don't have to bend down to an oven, and of course it's much more economic to run those things. So all my gadgets are all tabletop now, so I don't have to bend. Anyway, I'm going to go. I said I was going, and I always do this. I say goodbye, and then I don't go. But you've had 2 hours and 17 minutes, so I think I'm entitled to go now. You can eat supper food for breakfast if you like, or breakfast food for supper. You do you. Yes, thank you, Heather. And I do me, and I don't worry about what other people think. But the reason I always call it out is because there are some people who would be flummoxed if somebody said, "Well, you shouldn't do that on breakfast," and then they think, "Oh, they can't do it." So I like to demonstrate and say it's okay to do you. And not listen to what other people say. So that's why I call it out a lot. So that's interesting. Now, there was something else. I can't remember what I was going to tell you. I have to tell you next week. I need to make notes when I think of something, and then I might remember. Or I'll lose the notepad probably. Anyway, I'm going to go, folks. Night, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me on this Sunday, the 9th of February, 2025. This time I got it right. The times I've said on little videos recently, 2024, and then watched it back and thought, you're bonkers, it's 2025. But I have just been watching, there I go again, not going. I've just been watching some of my old videos, my old live streams from 5 and 6 years ago. And it's really quite interesting. Some of them I've posted on my Facebook page, or some of them I put in the Go Live Granny community. Quite interesting to see what was going on 5 and 6 years ago. Night, night. I need to get to bed. See you. Who knows? Get a potato and a half. Yep. Stamping with the potatoes. Absolutely. I prefer to eat my potatoes now, but I do remember that. Night, night, everybody. See you soon. Take care.